Hello, hey everyone. How are you, friends? Welcome to another video. Well, a survey has been conducted, a ranking where, depending on how you see the glass in this paradox, whether you see it half empty or half full, you will understand this news piece. And in this report, it is held that Mexico is in the top 10 countries that attract the most foreign investment. Curiously, being one of the countries that last year actually obtained the most foreign investment. But at the same time, we're also given the bad news that we are not in the top 25 countries globally. And the truth is that as I began to read the report, I began to read the survey that was conducted to try to understand how it was possible for them to put Germany in the top 25, in the top 5 countries, when Germany doesn't even have its own energy. They have to import it. I don't know if this is a cruel joke or what you can call this, or if they are making fun of the intelligence of human beings. I mean, they put France in the top 10. And France is on fire. I mean, give me a break. I mean, for me as an investor, if you don't know, I'm an investor. I invest in the stock market, in shares, in companies. I wouldn't say, oh, invest in that European country that doesn't have energy, where inflation is skyrocketing, and there is also social unrest. Sounds like a perfect plan. Please, but I don't see it. But hey, maybe I'm the one that's wrong about this. Let's see what it tells us. It says that Mexico was placed as the 8th most attractive emerging market to attract direct foreign investment, according to the FDIC Confidence Index 2023, prepared by Kearney Consulting. The report revealed that in the special edition, a special ranking was determined for direct foreign investment in attractive emerging countries, where Mexico was placed below Brazil. Excuse me? And excuse me those from Brazil, but how is this of importance right now? In other words, I know that Brazil is an important country. It's the largest economy in Latin America. But if I'm going to invest, why would I invest in Brazil first when we have the strategy of nearshoring in Mexico and its proximity to the US and Canada? It's just that I wouldn't see it this way, but then again, maybe I'm not right and I'm blinding myself. In third place would be the UAE. In fact, right now we're going to see the list. United Arab Emirates, India, and China. In the global ranking that evaluates 25 economies, Mexico was left out for the 4th consecutive year. And yes, since 2018, Mexico has left this ranking. But you will be surprised because since 2016, Mexico was previously there. Surprisingly, yes, Mexico was there, even up to the top 10. And I wonder, what changed? In other words, what really has happened for you to say, it's just that in 2006 we were much better off? Well, of course, yes, perhaps nothing more than the fact that in 2006, the neoliberal government allowed companies to relocate here that abused Mexico, that exploited Mexico. So as direct foreign investment, it was not as such, but abuse was allowed more. And just so that we can see what the graph of direct investment in Mexico looks like right now, it is already at a point higher. In fact, we have already broken the all-time high that we had in 2014. It's already slightly higher. So that's why I'm surprised. If in 2016 we were in the top 10, why not right now? I mean, no, it's just that I don't understand. It's not because I'm throwing a tantrum that I want Mexico to be there by force. I simply would like someone to explain to me with logical reasoning what doesn't make logical sense. Mexico here, we already we literally just had the best year since like forever. In fact, there has not been a single year since the keeping of a record, since before 1968, possibly 1950, where Mexico had a worse year. This was the best year in direct foreign investment. And yet they say, it was kind of not that good. I just don't get it. Also, before we go to see the index, Mexico also won the prize for the most appreciated currency in all of 2022. And Aaron, what does this have to do with it? You're talking about direct investment. Exactly. The price of anything, of any good or product. If I'm having a coffee and I like to drink coffee, the price of that coffee indicates or translates not because of what the government says, not because of what the producers say, it's because of supply and demand. If there's a lot of supply and there is little demand, the coffee is free. If it's the other way around, if there's a lot of demand and there's little supply, then the coffee is very expensive. In the case of the Mexican peso, the fact that it increased in value is because there is a high demand. This shows that there is a huge demand for Mexican pesos. And I just don't understand, again, how you can have Germany on the list, a country whose economy is going to decrease more than, for example, Russia, the country that is supposed to be the most sanctioned in the world. And you didn't put Mexico in the top 10? Wow, forgive me, but what's more baffling is that the US is in the top place. I think one is already biased enough to believe this when the US is actually about to enter into an economic recession. What does it say here? It's showing us an index. It's stating two rankings here. One is for a global ranking, so to speak, and is for the up and coming. This one is for the developed countries, the developed along with the underdeveloped. In other words, emerging Mexico type. In first place, we have the United States. In the second place, Canada. Really? The US? I would not put that, not even as a joke would I put that in first place. I would not invest in the United States right now. Maybe at another time, yes, but right now, I wouldn't invest in the US. Canada, I think they're still a bit calmer there. I still see some bubbles in the real estate market, but outside of that, well, Canada can still save itself a little. In the case of Japan, let's see. Japan has interest rates in the negative. They're doing so badly that the central bank must be the only one to buy government bonds. They've been in an economic recession since 1990. Japan in third place? Please, no way. Germany has no energy. They are failing. Inflation is skyrocketing. Right now they're in social unrest. In the UK, you can't even turn on the lights. I have family that lives in the UK, and they tell me I can't turn on the lights. I turn them on, I check how long they've been on, and I turn it off. And this is because their electrical power skyrocketed after they themselves decided to sanction Russia. We have France, another country that is currently engulfed in flames, in a constant protest every day. What are they doing in the top 5? Oh, please. Sorry, top 6. Okay, good. China is here. The truth is China does deserve it. It's growing. It's the engine of the world right now. It's where everything's made. I can't deny it. Spain is back in the top 10. Spain is another country that is bankrupt, along with Greece and Italy, where the EU and the European Central Bank has to be saving them constantly. What is Spain doing here? Singapore is a country that is doing well. Great. It deserves to be on the list. I'm not going to say that they don't deserve it. And finally, we have Australia. I also can't find something so strongly negative about Australia, such as with Germany, Spain, France, even the United States. Please, it's just that it's even embarrassing to just say it. According to the survey, in the top 25 emerging countries, which Mexico is already a part of, Mexico is in 8th place. And the truth is that, as I said, you have to see the glass half empty or half full. It is something positive that we're just barely getting on there, but in my opinion, the survey is wrong. I'm being sincere. This was a survey. It's not something measured, not something looked at scientifically, and the data said this. No, 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 no. It was a survey. They asked so many people, where would you invest? They should say who said what, so as not to even touch their investments. I mean, how are you going to say that you're going to invest in Japan? Please, no way. So here we have Mexico in 8th place, above Argentina, but below Brazil, in countries that attract the most foreign investment. Okay, looking at other years, just to bring this up to 2022, Mexico was not there, but it is in 2022. The funny thing is how they titled the survey. Truthfully, it's correct. Cautious optimism. We are in the year of a global slowdown. Well, yes, it is optimism. There is optimism, for example, here in Mexico, there's optimism. There's nearshoring, there is all this optimism. But outside of Mexico, there is darkness. That's why I say that I'm surprised that, well, yes, it does surprise me, period. 2022, this is a chart in case you want to see it. I'm just going to show one or the other. We're going to review 2018. This was a chart. Here we had Mexico in 17th place. I mean, and I repeat, what big deal was there back then? Only because the neoliberals allowed mining companies to come and exploit our natural resources. They allowed the oil concessionaries to destroy the oil system, to gamble and place their bets because they weren't even extracting oil. to the private corporations generate electricity and steal from and receive subsidies from the Mexican people. But I don't see anything that says, oh no, it's just that Mexico was so great. Former President Peña Nieto left the country in an excellent condition. Well, no, he didn't. 2017, Mexico was in the same place. 2016, it was in 18th place. Moving on. Well, that's the news. How do you see the glass? Half empty or half full? With optimism or without optimism? Do you agree with the list that Japan should be... What, really? I'm sorry, but Japan is a joke right now financially. They're broke. I mean, they're in an economic recession and they're in a constant fraud where they have to constantly print yen to keep from collapsing. And you come and tell me that Japan is in third place? No, no, no. You're very blind. You do not understand finance or economics, Kearney Consulting. But hey, I'll leave it to the people to decide. This is the list. You decide, folks. How do you see it? Let's say you're going to invest in some countries. Are there certain countries you would invest in? If so, in what sector? Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading them. Thank you all for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button. Leave us a comment below. Share this so that we could reach more people. I invite you to subscribe in case you're not subscribed. See you in the next video.